a solar eclipse. It's going to be happening tomorrow. So I'm here with Shamini, and she's here to tell me a little bit more about what that means and what we're going to be seeing outside. And then I kind of want to get into what that means for the universe, for the cosmos, and all that.
Yes. Okay. So there's a solar eclipse tomorrow. We won't be able to see it here, unfortunately. If we lived in like South America, maybe. But it'll be taking place around 6:45, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. There's two different types of eclipse. There's a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. This is a solar eclipse. So the moon gets in the way of like the sun and the earth. So what happens is the moon's shadow is reflected onto the earth, and so the sun is eclipsed from our visibility.
Wow.
Yeah, but we won't have such a good position here, but you can think about it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And then the other thing to really know is that an eclipse is an irregular movement, so it's something that happens minimum of 4 times a year, maximum of 7 times a year. In 2020, we had 7 of them.
Wow.
Right? So,
does that mean something? In 2020?
We had 7 of them.
And we had a pandemic.
Yeah, so, okay, tell me astrology isn't real.
Okay, that's a little
This
a little
year,
funky
we
there.
just have 4, and 4 is the minimum. You have to have 4. That's just how it happens. But they're predicted. We can see them coming, but it's not within the natural orbit cycle. So people will call it like the hand of God or a fated event, or, you know, so things that happen around this irregular movement, you know, in the cosmos, are like divine intervention for our lives. And it could be small, sometimes it's big, leading into what that means, you know. This one actually looks pretty good. I like this one. We have a lunar eclipse coming up in 2 more weeks. That one's gonna be a little spicy, but tomorrow looks okay. I think that this one's gonna be more prosperous.
So what does it mean between the difference between a solar, I understand one is sun, one is moon.
Yep.
But with them being back to back,
yes.
does that change?
Yep, that's a great question. So the solar eclipse is a new moon and the lunar eclipse is a full moon. So a new moon is like a development and something kind of showing up in your life, and a full moon is a completion. It's like a release. So people kind of get a little bit nuts around full moons.
Yeah, that's true. I want to know
that's
why
in
that
2
happens.
weeks. That's in 2 weeks because of like gravity and the you know, the lunar tides and the pull and
that is true. I mean, you
get
high tide and low tide when you're looking at the ocean.
Right.
So I'm sure
so it's like the planetary pressure on all of us, made of, you know, 80% water kind of thing as well. So the difference between them. So yeah, so full moon, new moon. New moons are good times for like beginning new projects, starting new things, new experiences, like meeting new people. Full moons are for endings, closure, completion.
I feel like that is so important. I mean, let's just stick on to astrology, but just getting that completion of just getting closure with anything that you have to do. I feel
Totally.
like
identifying your goals, bringing them full term, setting, you know, that ambition in your daily life for yourself kind of a thing, and just basing it upon the movements of the planets is so fun.
Right. Okay, well, we're here. We're obviously talking about things that are very broad, but if someone at home wants their personal things and predictions going on, are you offering anything for them to do a birth chart?
Yes. So this eclipse tomorrow is in the zodiac of Taurus, and you are a Taurus, so that's so fun.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So it's in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. You know, they're grounded, they're steady, they're determined, they're going to take their time. You know, so it's like that Rome wasn't built in a day is such a like Taurus saying, you know, because it's like that finery and that like wonder, but they're going to do a really good job kind of a thing. So what I am offering, so this is a birth chart. This is an example of a birth chart. So it's kind of complicated. So each one of these little triangles is called a house. Okay. So your Taurus sun has a house, its own house. It falls into one of these.
Like a regular little house.
Yep, its own little triangular house, right? Okay. And each house has different like themes and like attributes and like characteristics to it that are the other layer. So you're actually a Taurus sun in the 7th house. And that's so fun. So then this little graph shows what each one of the houses represents. And I'm gonna have all of this on like my Facebook and my website and stuff later on today as well. So the 7th house for you is about marriage and partnerships, but it also represents like legal contracts and like business deals. So it's almost like people will say marriage and you think love, but it's actually like legally binding commitment. Is what that means.
This is all good signs of hope.
This is all good because like I said, so Taurus is prosperous, So it's good
Amen.
development for you.
Good. I'm
Yes.
hoping. Well, again, if you guys want to get your own personal reading, you can check her out. Her information will be there on the website.
Yes.
There's more to come from this. You're also a fan of the metaphysical. Well,
Yes.
the Souls of Spirit Expo is going to be right up your alley, and they are here up next.